welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys my everyday winter glowy makeup and just sharing some tips and tricks on how to keep your skin looking dewy and supple and just fresh in the winter and avoiding that dull skin look. So something I want to mention is I do live in Maine, so it's absolutely freezing here. The weather gets like below zero and it really takes a toll on your skin. So I have spent years trying to figure out how to get my skin still looking fresh and supple in the winter, and I've come up with a few tricks that have been saving me this season. This whole routine really takes me like 5 to 8 minutes every single day, depending on whether the baby's hanging off my leg or not. It really can take me 5 minutes if I have just time to myself to do this. So once you get your routine down pat, like I said, it doesn't take any time at all. So if you guys are interested in seeing all of that, then just keep watching. One other thing before we get started, I do want to stress the importance of your skincare. So 2 things that I think really contribute to having glowy skin, especially in the winter. One is exfoliating. So I will leave a picture of the exfoliator that I like to use. It helps fight my hormonal acne from being pregnant, which I struggle with, along with really exfoliating my skin. It's gentle enough to use like every other day if you need to, but I just highly recommend exfoliating at least twice a week. My second skin care tip is to find a good moisturizer to use before bed. So you should definitely be washing your face before you go to bed. Yes, maybe using a toner even, but I highly recommend to find and use a really good moisturizer. So one that I really love is the Wander Beauty Dive In Moisturizer. That's the one I've been using. It's so delicious, so creamy, it's not greasy. I'll leave, again, a picture of it up here. I would highly recommend it. I know it is a little bit more on the pricey end, but again, it's just really good. Another one that I like from the drugstore would be the Neutrogena Hydro Boost gel. It's in like a little pot form. Again, it's a little bit more expensive for like the big pot. I think it's like $16, but it does last you a long time, and that's also a really good one that's not greasy but very hydrating. So maybe just do your research kind of based on your skin type and find one that you really enjoy, because overnight that's when your skin really repairs itself. So having a really good night moisturizer is super important for glowy skin. Okay, so without further ado, let's just hop right in. Okay, so to start out, I always apply my Clean Clear Dual Action Moisturizer as soon as I get out of the shower. As soon as you get out of the shower, it's the best opportunity to apply your moisturizer, because your skin actually allows the moisturizer to like sink in, and really it like absorbs it and moisturizes it. So that is one of my biggest tips, is to apply a moisturizer as soon as you get out of the shower. As soon as you wipe your face dry, apply a moisturizer, you're good to go. So same idea with your lips. You're going to want to moisturize as soon as you get out of the shower. So I always use my Carmex lip balm. Okay, so after my Carmex, I have been applying this Menthol Lip Shine from Bath & Body, and it's like a really minty, fresh lip gloss. I love this. By the way, I'm in the weirdest position because I'm like sitting on a stool in front of my ottoman. My mirror's here. We're like, ooh, making things work. I'm out of breath. Okay, so my biggest secret and something that I just started doing, and this is like key to glowy skin, I believe, in the winter, is applying a BB cream or CC cream underneath your foundation. So it's like a second moisturizer. It provides a little bit more coverage, and it just kind of like evens out your skin tone and everything, but leaves that like glow from within look underneath. So this one is by MakeSense. This is a more expensive option, but if you want more of like a drugstore option, I highly recommend the Garnier Petite BB cream, and that one's really good. Specifically not the one for oily skin, but just the regular one. So I'm just going to take almost a full pump of this on my fingers, rub my fingers together, and apply it all over my face. So as you can probably see, this is like evening out my skin tone, and it really moisturizes and kind of puts some vitamins back into my skin. For foundation, I have been using the Fit Me Dewy and Smooth. I love this. It is like medium coverage, I'd say, but with the BB cream underneath, it works out really well, and it does have that dewy, more natural finish, and it is buildable, not cakey at all. So apply a little bit on the back of my hand, and then take my damp beauty blender, and I just start to apply that. By the way, this is a brand new beauty blender, so don't be fooled. My beauty blender is not usually this clean. For concealer, I've been using the Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles. This I love. I've repurchased this so many times, and I've really been enjoying it again. So I just take a little bit and crank some product up, and then focus it on my dark circles, very dark circles. And then any kind of like spots I might have around my nose, and then up here, because that's kind of where I tend to get red, and blend it out. Okay, once that's all blended out, I like to go in with my Maybelline Better Skin Transforming Powder, which I actually feel like kind of does that. I like to apply this just underneath my eyes. So this provides just a tiny bit more coverage and also sets your under eye concealer. I like to take the pointy end of my sponge and just dip it in a little bit. And then I actually use this part right here to kind of like dust off any extra, because I don't want there to be too much powder on there. And then I just go in on my inner corners of my eyes and underneath to set my concealer. And I don't know if you guys can actually see the difference of how much brighter this under eye now looks than this one, but I really like this, and it also works really well over breakouts too, just for that extra coverage on top. So I will use it a tiny bit down here because I have a little breakout, and just tap it around my nose. To set everything else, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Loose Powder. And I just like to take a little bit of this on a fluffy brush, and I use this very sparingly, just because in the winter I don't need that much setting. So I just do center of my forehead, and I really like, I don't have a ton on my brush, and I like swirl it in the cap as well, just to kind of like spread it out. I go right here around my mouth, because that's where I tend to crease, like I have little smile lines, my chin. Also do a tiny bit like right here so that my bronzer blends better. When I skip this step, I end up with like a lot of bronzer right here in my hairline, so I just like to have something there so it doesn't kind of cling to that area. So speaking of bronzer, that's what I'm going to do next. This is the Wander Beauty Trip for Two Duo Palette, and this is in the color Bellini. So it has the bronzer and the blush. You guys can see this palette has been well loved, but I'm just going to be taking this small brush, just kind of like this small tapered kind of shape, and I like to just swirl it in my bronzer a little bit, tap off any excess, and then I like to work it on my like high cheek hollows, if that makes sense. The high points of the hollow of my cheek. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I have a feeling I'm gonna go outside and be like, whoa. I have terrible lighting in here, so I don't know how this is really looking right now. And I like to swirl it up onto my forehead a bit as well. And then I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush and go underneath kind of like my chin area and neck and just blend down really lightly. Alright, with that same brush that I was using first, I'm going to dip into my blush and just apply that to the very like apples of my cheeks. Now going in with a crease brush, I'm going to be taking the bronzer once again and work that on the outer third of my eye and into my crease just a little bit, really kind of like messily, not being too precise with it. Just to add a little bit of depth. And then take a little bit of the blush, kind of do the same thing. And then I'm done with my bronzer and blush. Next, I'm going in with Becca's highlighter in Champagne Pop. Mine is completely shattered, so I have to be really careful with it. But I'm going to be using this flat brush, and I just dip in a little bit, tap off the excess, and then I kind of like to like really press and blend this into my cheekbone. Sorry, pregnant, no brain, no words. But the more you kind of like work this in, the more natural it will look. And I'll also show you a trick at the end to make it look even more natural. But I do this up on my brow bone and on my high cheekbone. And then I like to do just a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Not that that lasts very long at all, but and I also like to take a little on the inner corner of my eye, just on my pinky, to make it quick and easy. And then lately I've been taking my ring finger and I just like to tap this kind of on the center and inner third of my lid. I think in the winter this is just kind of like a nice touch, and it gives you that extra just kind of like glowy look, which is obviously what we're going for. I then just take my crease brush and go in without any extra product and just make sure that's kind of well blended. And then lately I have just been taking this e.l.f. clear brow gel and running that through my brows just to tame them a little bit. I don't love this clear brow gel, but it's inexpensive and it kind of does the trick. If you guys know of a very inexpensive clear brow gel that you love, please let me know. This one can get kind of like crispy. I then like to exfoliate my lips, which I don't really have anything. Hang on. I just grabbed my towel from the shower. I'm just gonna kind of rub that chapstick off and any makeup that I might have gotten on my lips. Then I go back in with my Carmex and apply a little bit of that. Then I'm going in with my Milani More liquid lipstick in the color Honey. I love this. I tried to buy more of it at Walmart the other day and they didn't have any, so I will try to leave a link down below to where you can get it. I'm assuming I can find it on Amazon, I'm hoping. But I really like to like wipe off most of what's on the brush and just like really rub it into my lips. This creates like a lip stain and it lasts longer throughout the day, so it's just easy. And I think it looks like really natural too. Okay, one of the next steps that I do is to set everything. I highly recommend this setting spray. This is Milani Make It Last. Get it right at Walmart. It's inexpensive, it's under $10. It's so good, and it gives you that nice satin like supple look to your skin. So I'm gonna apply that kind of all over. And then you kind of want to let this dry down like 80%, I would say. I like to take my damp beauty blender and I use that to press everything kind of like together and down onto my skin. So this just makes it look really natural, really like set into your skin, and it gives you that healthy glow from within. It's just part of my makeup routine that I really like never skip unless I forget it. I like to flip it over and just use this short end to press it into my bronzer and blush. That's really all I use this part of my beauty blender for. And this really sets your highlighter in so that your highlighter truly looks kind of like it's your skin and not makeup. Okay, so I do have lash extensions, but I am due to get them filled, so they're a little sparse. I'm just gonna kind of comb them out, and towards the end when I need to get them filled, I do like to apply mascara. I know that's kind of like a no-no, but I talked to my girl and I talked about like how I was removing my makeup, and she said it was totally fine. I never like rub it my eyes. I just like wash my face all over and it rinses off in the water. So for mascara, I'm using the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Love this stuff. And I just pop a little bit on my top lashes. Okay, and that is it. Yeah guys, that is absolutely it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing my everyday makeup look along with hearing some of my tips for winter skin, and leave any video requests that you guys may have down below in a comment. I try to read all your comments and respond, but in case I don't respond, just know that I did read it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.